Does it say 8 hours, 20 minutes or something? 1.5 events, that's not good. It's Friday, February 19th, 2021, 10:42 a.m. Not a good situation because I didn't turn on my podcast till 2 a.m. and I remember listening to it for a while. And then I fixed my phone yesterday for, not receiving calls because I turned off, allowing favorites to call when it's on Do Not Disturb. But then I forgot to turn off the alarm. Although, I don't know, it seems to go off every day anyways because I set my phone for like bedtime, like go to bed at 9, get up at 9:30. So again, it went ling, 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 like this gentle wake up noise at 9:30. And I'm like, oh no, I wasn't ready. So quickly, here's the anyways, I've been lying in bed for like an hour and a half, or an hour now, trying to fall back asleep, and I can't. And I've been trying to remember what I was dreaming about, and I can't. The only thing I can remember is that I was sort of sitting, and I guess this was just a reflection of what I was doing last night, trying to figure out the green screen for like 40 minutes, because I was going to go live with Lauren at 11 p.m., and then for 40 minutes, I couldn't figure out how to get two of us on the screen and then me in the background, and then it was like, okay, it's a giant me and a little me in front of me, or it's a little me in front of giant her. Just couldn't figure it out. And so in this dream, just before I woke up, I was sort of sitting in front of a big white screen and I could see little me. And then I was like, okay, I got to show you this. Oh, like this commercial I worked on, I guess my advertising portfolio or something, and I was about to click okay, show it, and then I was like, oh wait, I can't show it, I don't have it. And I can't remember why I didn't have it. Like it's like I didn't have the file, or it wasn't actually my commercial, and it's like, oh no, I can't show it behind me if it's not my commercial, or if I don't have the file or something. And then I tried, okay, let me try a different one, the third commercial, and then oh no, I don't have the file for the third commercial either. It's like and then bring ding, the alarm went off. It's like, okay, so first of all, can anybody ever, so this is, I don't know what this is, that could be my dream summary, it's already done. And then just here's whatever thoughts are in my head this morning. I woke up and my mind was just looking for things to be terrified about, and I just remembered, I used to, I don't know, like my grandfather, my dad's dad. I remember I used to go to his house and stay at his apartment nearby here, and work out. And then he told me, like, oh, don't do rugby, do a sport that that you can do forever. I'm like what? It's like tennis. Like even when you're young or older, you can do tennis. I'm like, why would I want to do a sport that I can do when I'm older? I don't even like tennis. But then he saw that I was working out and he saw my muscles. He's like, oh no, maybe you should do rugby. I really enjoyed rugby. I just hadn't had, and I was too embarrassed to wear those goggles, like that prescription goggles, so I could see, so I couldn't really see anything. But I should have worn them. Like my friend Stuart wore them for football. Oh, there's a squirrel. See, remember Jen said I should just look at the squirrels? Oh, there's another squirrel there. It makes me so happy. If I have to make a list of things that make me happy, it's those squirrels. Because it's just a little bit of life. And then I started remembering, oh yeah, their apartment was nearby. I could even go for a jog that way and look at, they lived at this little apartment complex with a gym and a pool in the middle. It was like a little resort. But then maybe it'll make me cry too much to go. And then it just made me think, oh, the squirrel just left. Oh, my poor plant. Is it going to make it through the winter? Am I going to make it through the winter? So last night I was sleeping on this foam because I haven't, since the cleaning people came, my mom told me to take the sheets off, so I think I got sheets washed, but I never put sheets back on. And then it just hurts to lie on the foam. It's like irritating on the skin. So just like a few minutes ago, I decided to lie on the blanket itself, and I was like, oh, that's nice. Nicer. That's why people sleep on fabric. And I started thinking, like, oh my god, how many people do know my grandparents, Jack and Margaret? Like, how many people are still alive that would be like, oh, I remember Jack, I remember Margaret. I think my dad told me that he ran into somebody at a barber shop or something like last year that remembered him. And my dad's like, that guy must be old, because he was like, I guess he was like, I worked for my grandfather, like in the flag division or the events division where he was working. I don't know. So then my mind just started spiraling while I was lying here awake trying to fall asleep. It's like, oh my God, like, what if I wanted to play soccer again? Uh, I played it as a kid, but like, am I too old now? Is there old person soccer? Like, I just feel like I want to move because I haven't gone for a jog in a week, and I'm like, what if I can't just jog? I just want to be able to be like a superhero. Just like, I want to jog, and I'm gonna go. Like I used to love that when I was in my 20s. Luana would rollerblade and I would just jog beside her. It wouldn't occur to me that, oh, I'm too old, I can't run. It would just be like, here, I'm put on my shoes, I'm just going to run and run and run. Um, I just want to be able to do that. And then people were talking about Clubhouse yesterday, maybe in the chat of that podcast convention, and they were talking about people on Clubhouse, how Elon Musk is building it, and then somebody commented, and old guys like Grant Cardone. And I looked up Grant Cardone's age recently, and it's 62, and I'm like, okay, so in 14 years, everybody's going to refer to me as the old guy, although they already are, I'm sure. And then I just started spiraling, and I'm like, got to remember that Kathy Heller says, that's my teacher for this entrepreneurship class. She says she doesn't wake up like this, like all happy and positive, and she has to meditate for an hour in the morning. I'm like, okay, so I have to give myself that chance. So I was thinking, maybe I should just dive right into work now, but I don't know. I'm scared now that I'm going to miss the winter. Like it's going to start, it's almost March and it'll start be getting warmer and I'll be like, oh, I missed the cozy winter. And then this is my last summer. I'll be 48 and then I'll be almost turning 49 and it'll be my last summer before the countdown, like less than a year to 50. And I'm like, oh my God. I remember I used to, oh, more squirrel, cute. I used to, even 10 years ago, I used to go, okay, maybe this can be the best summer ever. Like, maybe it'll be like at 35. Remember that summer when I was 35 and I went to the beach and that was the best year? And it never was. I never really went to the beach. I just, it's always been hard to live in the moment. Um, Remind me today to go get more Bristol board so I can cover up that thing. Like, I've always got Humphrey Bogart looking over me and for my videos, and I have to sort of crouch to have that not in the frame. So I just want to get more and start making that better for my videos. Um, yeah, so that's my thoughts today, and I'm upset because it's like I probably didn't get more than 7 hours sleep, but I'm like that's not enough. I want 9 at least. Um, but I was just lying there, and I'm like, I guess I just got to get up now and power through the day. Like even if I went for a jog now, it wouldn't be done till midnight to noon, and then they want to do a call at 2 o'clock to go over. The client isn't 100% happy with all the names that the group came up with for the travel site. So I'm like, okay, at least I get to work on something. That'll be nice. Um, but yeah, and I'm supposed to do another video with Lauren tonight. We said we're gonna go live every day, but there's that second day of the podcast convention. Oh, the squirrels are going crazy. Um, Today from like 4 till 10, but I don't have to go to all of it. Lauren keeps saying, you've got enough classes, you've learned enough things. And I did learn a lot yesterday, but at some point I've got to balance it with producing my own content. I can't just spend my life taking classes on how to podcast and just not podcast myself. I mean, I realized I made a video in the backyard here in the summer about the chocolate covered dates. And I haven't posted it yet. I just remembered because my dad was mad. It was one of the fights about something, or I was upset with him, or something ridiculous, and so I was just like, ugh. So I didn't film it while I was opening them, and then I made the video later, and I was like, I have to edit these two together, and I don't even remember if I've ever edited it, because my phone wasn't working, because I wouldn't just spend money and get a new phone, and figure out how to get Wi-Fi in the basement. Anyways, got to stop the spiraling. Maybe I'll go for a jog. Charles always says he likes to go for a jog in the morning. I was just thinking maybe I could walk over to his store to hang out, and that would be my exercise, but I think I should jog. I'll come back in an hour and try to think positive. Like, you got to train yourself to just shut off even Sherry Salata in that call said, just cover your mouth if you start being negative. But somebody else posted on Instagram, it says, you're not being negative if you're talking about trauma or your mental health or the environment or racism or something. And I'm like, okay, so maybe you don't beat yourself up. Like if I'm talking about how I feel sad and stuff, then I shouldn't be beating myself up over it. But I think it does help. I'm starting to realize it does help to be in a different environment. Like, yeah, if I'm in this room, in this basement here, of course I'm gonna just start spiraling and you know, if I just even just go upstairs and sit with my parents, or if I walk over to Charles's place and just start uploading things from there, I think it'll help because there's somebody else. I'm in the world, and restaurants are open now, so I guess we can do restaurants. And I did a video call yesterday with Giannis, and um, he said Saturday or Sunday we can get together and talk about ideas at a restaurant, or you know, we can just work on the podcast at some point, get together. So yeah, so that's something to look forward to tomorrow. But I'll try to do the most with what I can. Today, it's Friday. Not that that has any meaning for me, but maybe for some people it does. Positive, just fake positive. Even if I feel I'm not happy, I mean that's all anybody can do, right? You just switch on the happy switch and you go, you're happy. I'll think maybe I should look for a therapist as well, but just keep moving, just keep doing stuff, and that seems to help. So, happy Friday.